question: when dealing with superheat or subcooling and heating and air conditioning or HVAC, and when dealing with for this particular purpose, say the analog gauges. Now the newer gauges are digital gauges, so they do a lot of computations for the individual, whether that be the technician, say hypothetically the technician, or the do-it-yourselfer, or your handyman, or whomever is doing this job. But the question here, okay, when the temperature, when we notice that the Psig gets higher, say for instance if we're 50 Psig and we're using R22 refrigerant, we're below freezing. So we're a smidgen below freezing. So freezing's 32 degrees. Now if we come on around this dial and go to 100, and then we cross-reference it to there, we're at 60 degrees. So I'm not sure if this is considered saturation point or whatnot. So now what does this indicate, or what does this a telltale sign of? Okay, when one comes out, say hypothetically, if they have a split unit and they have copper pipes, and one comes out and notes that the copper pipes or the say the larger line, the suction line, the low pressure line, has frost on it or ice on it, then at this particular point one may wonder, well, what's going on here? Well, if the line outside, the larger line, may have frost or ice, the A coil either in the house or or in the closet or in the attic, the A coil could already perhaps have ice on it. So, and say for instance, if one took the gauges and hooked the gauges up, and the pressure's low, say the pressure was just above the 50 mark, well, we cross-reference that. If we're using R22, we come to 30 degrees. So if we have 32 degrees, we're below freezing. So hence the A coil may begin to freeze, and once it freezes, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, so to speak, that it freezes and creates ice. So then it has more difficulty allowing airflow across or through the coils. So then it begins to accumulate more ice. So if we get up here, say around 75 degrees, and we cross-reference this, we're just above 40. 40's okay. But say if we test this and the pressure is low, and the pressure is somewhere in this just above 50 or below 50, just a smidgen above 50, not below, and we're below the 32 mark, this may tell you what's going on here. There's a probability that, and it could be airflow, but in many times it may be it needs a bump of refrigerant. So the refrigerant may be low. So if the pressure's low, so as we scale up the pressure in Psig, we notice the temperature scale up. So if we're at 50, we're below 30. If we go up here to 100, we're at 60. But now the danger zone is right in here at this 32 mark. When we hit 32 degrees or below 32, this becomes freezing, and hence the A coil can freeze. So if you note that you have frost or ice on your line set, if you have a split unit and you put the gauges on here, and the gauges are reading, say for instance, right at 50 or a smidgen over 50, this may be your answer. So because if we take 50 and cross-reference it, we're below 30. We need to perhaps be above 32 degrees, preferably somewhere in this 40 degrees, 40 or a little bit plus or minus here at least, because once we drop below 32, then it begins to freeze, and the more ice you have on your A coil, as the air comes across it, it's not able to penetrate it and go through it. So then, but if one cuts the system off and allows it to thaw out, and then charges it up, adds a few pounds of refrigerant, and this Psig comes up a little bit, say to around 70, almost 75 or close to 75. Then we're at the 40 range, and that may be okay. So here's your answer. The gauges can tell you a lot what's going on with the HVAC system. So if the pressure, the Psig is low, the temperature may be low. If the Psig is high, the temperature may be high. But somewhere in this range here may be good. We just do not want to get below 32 degrees. If you get below 32 degrees and you're reading a low pressure on your gauges when you hook the gauges up, this could indicate why there may be ice on the suction line or the low pressure line. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.